Cybersecurity threats are on the rise, and no individual or organization is immune to the attacks. But there are ways to protect yourself and your business. Joining us this morning is Jesse Hill with Tier 3 IT Solutions. Thanks so much for being here, Jesse. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, so let's start with just how prevalent cyber attacks are these days. Why is that? What has changed?
Well, I mean, it's just the more businesses and organizations of all type depend on technology, the bigger a target they become for cyber criminals of the world. And it's just accelerating through all of this AI and social engineering and all of the different vectors, we call them, that these attacks can come through.
So who would you say are the targets of these attacks, or is it anyone?
It really is anyone. I mean, we see them a lot happening to individuals, but more often it's the small and the mid-sized organizations and businesses that are the most attractive targets. Big, enterprise organizations have a big budget to put into cybersecurity. Smaller organizations typically don't.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so tell us about the event that you're hosting this Friday.
Yeah, we're really excited about this, and I'm grateful that you gave us the opportunity to come and talk about it. So we're partnered with the Edmonton Chamber of Voluntary Organizations, and this Friday from 9 a.m. until 2, we're going to be running an event called Protect the Mission, and it's going to teach those in the nonprofit sector in particular how to educate and prepare their leadership teams to prepare, defend, and recover from a cyber incident. I just want to point out, it is not a technical series. They don't need to know about configurations and firewalls and all the bits and bytes. This is a leadership exercise.
Do you find that nonprofits are often targets of cyber attacks?
We do see that they are an attractive target because they, let's face it, they're raising money. They have donors. A lot of them have private information if they're in any kind of healthcare or education type of industry. And again, dealing with those limited budgets that they might have, they're often not investing at the level that for-profit organizations are. And so they're a little bit more vulnerable in our perspective.
Right. And so for this workshop, is it just nonprofits that can attend? How exactly does this work? Who can go to this event?
Yeah, it is open to organizations that aren't members of the ECVO. So if you pop over to ECVO.ca, scroll down to upcoming events, the registration link is there. It is targeted to small and medium-sized organizations, primarily in the nonprofit space, but it is open to non-members of that organization as well.
So for anyone watching right now, is there one main tip or one main attack that you would say is most common for businesses that they really need to have their radar or that is really a red flag?
That's a big question. Truth be told, I'd say the largest cause of cyber incidents comes through email phishing attacks, people that are falling victim to entering their usernames and passwords for their email, and then having a cyber criminal take over that account and impersonate them to their contacts, and eventually it leads into fund transfer fraud and all kinds of other terrible things.
So all stuff that people can learn about this Friday. Thank you so much for coming on the show to chat about this, Jesse. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It's great to see you.
Secure the Mission, a cyber resilience for nonprofits, is taking place this Friday, April 10th, at the Edmonton Chamber of Voluntary Organizations. For more information, again, you can go to ecvo.ca/upcoming.